I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA's review. Today is January 18, Thursday, 2024. So we had this big bullish day. Now, yesterday, if you watched yesterday's video, I did mention that we'd come up here, wipe out some liquidity, and then maybe come back down. Now, here's the thing. You have to understand, we've had these levels drawn already, besides the daily imbalance, but we've had, for example, we've had that liquidity there as an idea, right? So we don't know if Wednesday was going to be the low or Tuesday is going to be the high, right? So in this case, Wednesday was the low, and I dropped the ball a little bit yesterday, which I'll explain in a second, which would have gave me another idea of us coming up all the way. But you have to also follow your order flow. Asia was letting you know pretty much, London as well. But where I dropped the ball yesterday was this right here. Where are you? Right here. So we had a higher low on NQ yesterday, but everybody else made lower lows. So where I made the mistake was not recognizing this on the higher time frame. Even though I saw it like during the video I'm saying yesterday, it completely went over my head. And I would have understood that, okay, we got higher lows here. We got a divergence happening. There's a strong chance of a major push up above these highs. So that's where I dropped the ball. And you know what? Shit happens. I mean, what can I say? I can't see everything. You're going to miss things, and that's okay. But the general flow is when you take a look at your session and you take a look at what's already happened. But in that case, it's not like this is like it wasn't an opportunity or a possibility. We knew, me personally, it was either going to go up from here or down from here, like as far as the whole day's stretch goes, right? So, well, they went up, right? So, and also it's unnatural. As you can see here, this is a buy program, so it's super manipulated, but they wanted to grab this, they got it. Now, also, I forgot to draw the daily imbalance right there, but I had this 4-hour one. You see this? This was already on my chart yesterday. So, or for a while, actually. And remember when we tapped that level and we tapped that bottom of the daily block right here, this December 27th, Wednesday. So when we tapped that, we sold off right here. And then we did all this. We made all this liquidity. Tuesday ran up, and that was a possibility that it would have been the high of the week. But remember, this is last week's high. So the algorithm is searching for where's the liquidity and the inefficiency. And at this scenario, they decided to grab the last week's high plus the inefficiency on the 4-hour. It wasn't filled in, and the daily specifically, which I did not draw this, but it's not like I don't realize it, but I just didn't draw it. But and then above here, I also had a blue line coming across to show you these up candles here, and then more importantly, this blue line got changed to the open of this daily. So that was more, I just was refining a little too much, which it didn't matter. But the open here was what mattered for me today. And then I didn't know if they were going to push up and go and grab this high, which this is what they were trying to grab. So this liquidity right here, these three little lower highs right there, they were pushing up and grabbing that, right? And they did. They grabbed these two, but now that one's left. So let's go on the chart. I can show you the trade here. And amazing day, but very difficult start. Very, very difficult start. I need to go to a 1 minute, but as you can see, the general overview. Yeah, I know this is a lot. This is very busy, but this is me dissecting at its greatest. So we have the week opening here. So we opened up here and we dropped down, and great buy right there, but wasn't involved. And comes up and then higher low, pretty much test support, basic support, test the Asia high, right? See that? And we use the standard deviation. You push it up, and when we got to what it was, six standard deviations right here, perfectly. Look at the level 17,102. That's the high and the low in the Asia range. 17,102, drag that out. And then when we made this high, 17,102 and a quarter, that was my sell. So I was looking for 2 trades today. I ended up getting 3, and I wish I got this. And now that's the gambler of me talking and all that, but I had an opportunity to get it, but I was exhausted at this point. I could not get this trade. But that was a massive move, but bouncing right off of the open of the week. And do you have this on your chart? You have to ask yourself. And then with the gaps too. Again, we opened up and then we started coming up. Now I said yesterday that we would want to come up and get into these highs right here at the least. So, you know, if you're an Asia or London trader, I mean, you should have been buying. I mean, there's no, even if the shit came down, you should have been buying. You've had plenty of opportunities, higher lows here, structure forming, and it gave you much more, right? So when you're getting this high, it's like, well, now it's like 5 o'clock. It's probably your lunchtime if you're trading in London. You know, this is pretty obvious here. I mean, at this point, the gap is sitting right here. Again, I'm sleeping. I'm a New York trader, but beautiful movement there. And when you're getting this high, it's like, okay, well, we got a buy program going on. You should switch gears, and you should be able to switch ideas and say, well, we're headed for this liquidity, plus that daily imbalance, plus this block. So, you know, is your chart marked? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you have to make sure you're marking your chart. But in general, we get pushed up here, and then this was very sloppy. I'm going to try to make this video short, but this was a very, very interesting day, and I'll show you. So here, I'm just going to open up this 1 minute, and yeah, I know this is. Let me take this off visibility right here, because this is kind of so when we popped up here or above the open of the week, we got a 15-minute imbalance right there. Okay, so then at this point, now I'm ready at 8:30 today. You should have your daily imbalance levels marked. So as you can see in my purple lines here, it's not filled, right? But we do have that 4-hour. But what's more important to me was the daily. So I'm not showing it on this 1 minute chart. So it's inside here though. Now we have last week's high. That's that green line right here. So when we come up, all right, 8:30 shoots it down, fake move, pushes it up, also fake move, but it smacks this low of the daily, right? And the bodies are there, closed. All right, so once this pushes down, I take this trade coming down now I understand that we're sort of bullish, right? But well, not sort of, we're obviously bullish, but the trade for this, I wanted to take this as a fake move down for a retracement and getting into an inefficiency. So we get into this 15-minute, boom, that's the trade right there. Now, trying to take this buy, trying to hold this pushes up, gets into more of the daily imbalance between these purple lines. And if you're noticing here, there's so much to explain. Holy shit. There's this down candle right here. This that was the 8:30. That was a conduit or average or middle or an inversion imbalance for it to hold price, right? So as you can see here, on the contrarian side, I do want to take a sell and push it down. I do take a loss here. So, but the price does come up, right? Nice imbalance right there, pops up. I take this trade, I take a loss because it comes up and it retraces back. No problem. I understand what it did. But at this point, I'm not trading. So right now we have the 930, super sloppy fucking price action. Would have just nice if it just went right to here and stopped. But price ends up, at this point, I don't know if it's going to just sell off because of the fact that we did come very high. And we could retrace and get some of this massive London move. But I have to let price play out more. So price ends up pushing up, comes back down. Now I'm using this as a gauge, this inversion imbalance right here. As you see, I drag it out. And you can see the confluence of where it works. Because it's above it, below it. Above it, below it. Above it, and then comes below. But look at the body. This is what I was looking for right here. was this move right here. Super game. But the body of this candle, look at the 1032 1 minute candle. And then this 1033, it dips down. Okay, dips down and it starts pushing up. Right when it pushes up and it starts changing its direction, that's a manual entry for me. Not only am I there, but I'm at 50% of this gap. Because remember, we're sitting in this gap. You have to understand that this gap is getting played around. Look at the gap in the background here. See this background? See, it's constantly in it, in it, in it. You don't know which way it's going to go, right? You can see here on this time frame too. So super ugly, but this is what I needed right here. So you get a price pushing up again above all of these highs right here. At this point, we're coming to grab this daily high. This daily imbalance high, right? Because it's algorithmic. It's looking to reprice there. So that being said, price, as you see, the bodies get stuck there, and then 50% there, shoots up. Where is this going? This target's going to right here. Hits the daily high of the imbalance, retraces back where? Into a nice imbalance sitting right here, hits that, and then shoots up, plays around in this daily imbalance. Now at this point, I'm looking for a sell. Not yet, but where I'm looking for it specifically is after we purge this level, which is this blue line, which is the daily open of this block, which is the December 27th. 2023, right there. So when I see that, we purge right above it. I said, okay, perfect. And hey, I know, perfect right here. So this is playing around. We've already hit this level. Plus, what other confluence do I have? I just told you I was mentioning about the Asia range right here. 6 standard deviations exactly is 17,102. I can't make this shit up. So we're there. 17,102 is right. 17,102 and a quarter is right there. Is the high of this candle right there. All right. Right when that dips and closes, I push the button. I don't need a break and retrace. I don't need none of that. I know where I am. I know what we just hit, where we're sitting as far as that daily open. I'm looking for a nice sell and retracement to wipe out all this stupid liquidity and possibly even further, which is what, in my case, it would be this weekly open. Plus there's a gap, little gap sitting right above that. All right. So with that being said, and before I go there, you'll see that, we come below, we do break that low. We do retrace back up into this imbalance. I'm going to have to kind of zoom in for you a little bit. You can see that there's an imbalance here with this candle up here. All right. This candle right here, this 1137 up candle. When you draw this out, it's this up block, this supply block right here, hits perfectly there with this imbalance. This is showing me that the trade is gonna pan out. Because if it was to keep going, then I'm gonna push the exit button right before it gets to my. I don't need to find out if I'm wrong by having it stop me out. If that makes any sense. I know how to maneuver fast. This is like a rabbit, you know. But with this, price breaks down. I got the standard deviation projection from here, the last up move, right? Break down, coming to either the half standard deviation or the full. Now, the full standard deviation is what I waited for because I do understand that not only do we have this liquidity here, but we do have the open of the week here with the gap. So this probability made a lot of sense to me. And instead of shortchanging, look when we got here, when we bounced here and bounced again. First of all, this is equal lows, so this is suspect. Number 2, we didn't even hit this half. Number 3, we didn't take out this liquidity right there. And this, if you thought this was a higher low to buy, you're tripping. That's way too ambiguous, I should say. So as you see with this liquidity here and where we're targeting. As you see, beautiful fucking trade. Holding the trade through this is what you got to do. A very quick run here does tap. So right here, I screenshot it, hitting this bottom of the open of the week exactly. It does go a little bit lower to the one, and I've decided to get the fuck out. I don't need to find out if I'm right or wrong. You're not in the business of trying to be right. I'm telling you, I've failed so many times in the past trying to be right, and that's what it's what a gambler does. So we're analysts, and we need to make sure that we also protect ourselves and take profit early. Now, at this point in the day, I'm exhausted, okay? I'm super exhausted, and we're past even 1 o'clock, and I've been going since 8:30. I decide to tell myself, good job, you're done, bro. Walk away and go get lunch and this and that. So as you can see, all this is already predetermined. And beautiful trade, man. But this was ugly, man. This was ugly. So in the losses here, you're gonna take them, if you keep chasing. But if you look at it in simple terms, this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, okay, higher high, higher low, higher high. Now, obviously, I know this is a finale for me at this time, but that would keep it easy for you if you were to try to go back and relook at what happened. Look at the imbalances. Some of them aren't holding like this one, but this very, very obvious breaches that liquidity. So it's a little stop right there. Come back down. You're in this imbalance. I didn't draw everything, but I just wanted to show you this inversion imbalance holding price up. Price shoots up, retraces back right into there, also into this down candle. So the order flow is there. I mean, once you broke above this high, you should know what direction you're going. Deep retrace, yes, I understand that sucked, and I also took a loss on that as well. But if you're going to not give up and you understand kind of what you're looking for, you're gonna get these next higher highs and higher lows moving up, right? So you expect the order flow to hold. You're expecting these imbalances also to hold in these down candles. And sure enough, at this point, you should know where we're going after this, right? Especially after this. But anyways, yeah, beautiful trade, man. Big day for me as well. So having a good week. But let me tell you, shit happens. And let me show you also where I was going to mention. Yeah, that drop in the ball here of... And this is the point of why we do this. It's a learning lesson, right? You learn from your mistakes, right? So in my mistake, I didn't do it for the video, but afterwards I realized it. And I was like, well, and that's kind of why I don't want to tell you where the market's going, only because I don't want you to be taking trades based off what I do only. But at the same time, I generally have a good understanding of what's going to be happening. What I would have liked to have happened was to come into here and then buy. I was totally okay with that. But because we had a higher low here, and I've already mentioned, lower lows here. Here's our divergence right there with the S&P. Fuck Dow. We ain't even gonna look at Dow. But Dow did come a little bit lower as well, and then shoot up as well. So it's ultimately, it looks like we're just heading for the top of the highs to bust through. If it's gonna sell, so tomorrow's Friday, right? And as Friday being the end of the week, now it's either Friday's gonna be a dull ass day where we're about to close any second now. We're gonna retrace back, and then Friday makes a new high. Okay. All right, and then pulls back. So I'm looking, if I trade tomorrow, I don't think I'm going to, but if I do, not with this shit, but if I do, there's only two scenarios I'm looking for on a Friday. Just like today's Thursday, there was only two scenarios for Thursday. It was either going to run these highs or it was going to run these lows, right? And that was pretty much the only option. Why? Because Tuesday was the high of the week and Wednesday was the low of the week. And then this held. This was the actual plan. If Wednesday was going to be the low of the week, then that would have changed Thursday into going up buying. I don't think I did a great job of mentioning that yesterday. But as far as tomorrow goes, you probably shouldn't trade. But if I did, because it's consumer sentiment news tomorrow, that can pretty much go any direction. But it's generally bullish with that. But if we close here, I'm expecting a pullback. We get a nice little pullback right here. Maybe even hit this last hit this Wednesday candle. That's pretty extreme, but Asia could and London could do that first. I would like to see that. So I guess I'll just draw it here. In a perfect world, I would like to see this. And this is all in Friday's movement. So, and then that would be the daily candle is what I'm looking for. So a drop, come and balance some of that price, wipe out some of the people who are buying, which in this case, I know. And then, by the way, look at this. So when I went to sleep, when I went to lunch, and was done, look at 1:30. Look, time is in the factor. 1:30 here, fucking boom, all in 1 hour. Came and took out that high. Beautiful move. I couldn't believe it, dude. But I was like, wasn't even looking at the chart. I was like, I'm going to lunch, and then fucking was like, what? And came all the way up here. What did they do? Well, they came in and ran the highs pretty much. I'm not gonna, there's nothing to go into here at all. But, and they just ran the highs. So what I'm looking for is, again, tomorrow we retrace back into the previous day, which is obviously today. Get some of this liquidity, maybe bounce off of here or 50%, or maybe even here, or maybe even this gap. I mean, obviously Asia and London have been going nuts. So that's these, I just mentioned these levels to you. And then, what was I going to say? So this is a perfect world Friday that I'm showing you here. If it is a reversal, okay, which it could be, then I'm expecting maybe something like this, where we do poke above, right? And now it's like London closing, and then we reverse a little bit and do something like that. And then it sits. And by the way, that's the other reason why I took this trade. I was waiting for London close, and I went with 11:30, and here's 11:30. So 11:30 is here. Then we hit this, and then this little pocket of price. If you've been watching price for a very long time, you've seen these little pop-ups right here. So I had just too much confluence going on, and sure enough, it panned out beautifully. But taking these buys, and all your trades should have been closed by London close. So 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock is a must. Me 10:30. 11:30 sounded about right. And that's another reason in me explaining that. I don't know if I did a good job explaining that. So, other than that, yeah, so tomorrow, Friday, I wouldn't even trade it, to be honest. This shit looks crazy. But, again, it's either going to be a bullish day or it's going to be kind of like a reversal day. So in general, retracing back a little bit, to something like that, retracing, wiping out some buyers, getting them into the previous day candle, push up. I don't know if consumer sentiment is going to be very big. If it's very big, then okay, cool. Can't really help you there. But then I'm assuming by lunchtime or the PM session that it will retrace for the high of the week, with making the candle of the wick of the week. When it closes, that last part of the day will make the wick of the closing of the week candle, right? Makes sense, right? So that's pretty much it, man. Other than that, I don't really see them doing this type of shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. That doesn't even make sense to me. It's very unnatural, very unlooking. Doesn't look like this is going to happen next week. This will get protected, but the thing is hey, you never know what they try to do. It might be a serious push, but I mean, I'm not going with that. I'm looking for a normal Friday day or a dull day, but it is consumer sentiment, so we might get a big movement to the top. I don't know. Be nimble. Look at your trades. Make sure that you have time involved in the trades and you have logical levels. Mark your chart. So, and then dollar was pretty much fucking around. So, look at all this dumb shit. So pretty much sitting there consolidating, but all right, I don't think there's anything else. So all right, hope this helps you guys. Take care and God bless.